Hello and welcome to another Writerly Witterings. My name is Michael Jex. This is a cup of tea. Cheers. Today I'm going to continue with my test of inks. It's not exactly a test. What I want to do is give people a feel for the different shades that they can get with various inks. So for example, a few weeks ago I was trying to see what the different colours were between sunset yellow, plain yellow, Diamine yellow, and then Diamine's sunshine yellow. And there is significant difference in colour between the three, but then when you look at other colours like Diamine's orange, blaze orange, amber, copper, there's more subtle variety. So deep dark orange for cult pens, for example, is rather similar to the ancient copper, but there is a difference. Side by side I can see that the deep dark orange has a slightly more yellow orangey shading compared to the ancient copper, which is more of a brown. So I thought it'd be useful because when I've looked on the internet I found it very difficult, for example, to see exactly what colour Israel Zablau was from Ackerman. And I thought it would be a useful service to other people to show what these colours were like. And Diamine are very nice people, and they've given me one of just about every ink that they used to produce. It was actually for a project I was doing where I was going to write in a different colour every day, but that fell by the wayside because I discovered that actually I'm far better with a keyboard when typing a book. So I thought, instead of that, what would be a nice idea would be to use these in a book. And I have this excellent Tomo River, which is sent to me by Drew, and so I'm going to use this and then some other books that he's sent me to show what the different colour variations are and so on. So this is not going to be a long talking film. This is going to be much more fairly quick, showing bursts of writing and then giving a comparison of the different colours. So today I thought I'd start off with the blues. Okay, so here we go. We have a nice mixture of aqua blue, denim, misty blue, bilberry, which I'm interested to see what that's going to be like. Florida blue I think is going to be a really bright one. Twilight I'm fairly sure will be a darkish one. Washable blue, I've no idea what that's going to be like. And this is actually one of my favourite blues from Diamine so far. I really like it. ASA blue. No idea what it stands for. And just as a wild card, I'm also doing a reddish colour because I love Syrah. Syrah, I don't know how you pronounce it. All these names are so flaming difficult, you don't know how you pronounce any of them. So what I'm going to do is I've got my little book here. I'm going to write with each of these inks in here. I'm hoping I can get 4 per side, and then I'll do a bit of red as well. And I'm going to do it by taking sections from this really rather brilliant book, which, if I say so myself, and then hopefully you can see what sort of shading and variety there is. Now, I am doing this underneath a large daylight lamp, which is the lamp I use when I am doing watercolour paintings and so on. So hopefully that means that you'll get a far better impression of how different each of the colours are. Okay, so let's get started. Well, I must admit I do rather like that denim. It's a slightly more blue than blue-black. Sort of almost a reddish quality to it. Next, misty blue. Let's see what this is like. Oops. Bit of a gob on the page there. Soak that up. Unfortunately, I don't know where that page was. That's very nice colour, I like that. Don't worry, I will be showing a comparison of all these inks side by side as soon as I've finished. Oh wow. In case you're interested, this book is all about a battle in the 100 Years' War, but it's sort of a band of brothers based on the experiences of a group of archers in the long march to Cressy and then the battle. Of course, one of the advantages of doing all this is that in the future, when I have a particular mood and decide I want to try a different colour for that day or for that week, I will be able to go straight to this book and I'll be able to decide exactly which colour I fancy using by comparing the colours all side by side. So I think it's going to be quite a useful project for me, if not for anyone watching. Never mind. You thought I was doing this for you? Dream on, boys. Right, that is some aqua blue, which I must admit I'm very taken with. I like that. What's next? Should we try some washable blue? Let's see what that's like. I think we'll go Washable Bilberry Aqua Florida. I can't write that word. I wrote it in my book, but it's a bit rude to have it on YouTube. You'll have to buy the book to find out what it says there. That is a lovely, slightly reddish colour blue, really gorgeous. Look at that. Standard unit of infantry at this time was a vingtaine, a group of 20, or a centaine, basically a century like in Roman times. And at this point the British Army was only some 3 leagues from Paris. A league in those days was 3 miles, so they're only about 9-10 miles away. Now that is a very nice, very, very nice colour indeed. Very lovely colour. I'm going to put this into my other book, which is dreadful for writing in because every colour goes straight through this rhodia paper. It's a wonderful sketch pad, but as I say, absolutely useless if you want to use inks. So I just write on one side with this, not that one, that put it there. So let's just say this is Sarah from Diamine. Whoops, is utterly. No sparkle to it or anything like that, but it shades beautifully, it looks gorgeous on the page, it's wonderful when it's wet, and it dries to a sort of dark oxblood, which I just think is magnificent. So here you can see what I did last week with the China Blue at the top, Israel Blau from Ackermann Inks, and Diamine's Prussian Blue, which I still very much adore. But when we turn the page and go to these other inks, which will involve just pulling this out slightly, and looking like that, I've already decided that Twilight is going to be my ink of the week for this. Denim I really like. Slightly more colour to it, slightly more red I think than the Twilight, which is sort of a dusky blue. Misty blue I think is just lovely, it's really pleasant colour. And the aqua blue really pops off the page, doesn't it? That is just stunning, that sort of turquoise. Washable blue I think is a really nice substitute for something like Quink. Just dark enough it'll work for business. I don't think aqua blue really would. Diamine's Bilberry has that reddish tinge which I think is gorgeous. I'm going to be using that a lot. ASA was one of my favourite blues. I think it still will be, because the Washable and the Florida are a bit too bright for me possibly. I'd use them in the summer, I wouldn't use them so much in the winter, it'd be wrong. ASA Blue is a good all-round blue I think, all through the year. There you have it. A bunch of blues, and aren't they beautiful, along with just the one little reddish sort of colour for the fun of it. And a brilliant book, of course. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell beside it, put in any comments you fancy, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Cheers.